Okay, so with Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, hope you got your shopping done. We continue our week-long series honoring our favorite gal, and today we're focusing on a different side. What if you're a first-time mom? What if your mom is no longer with you? And what if you're having problems conceiving? Well, psychotherapist Dr. Patrick Scott is here with his insight on how to cope. And Doc, we address some of these issues every year, but it certainly bears repeating. Let's get right down to it. Coping with being a new mom. Wow.
You know, there are about 10 stressors, according to the National Institutes on Mental Health, that affect humans. One of them is being a parent, a new parent. One of them is losing a parent. We're going to talk about both of those things today.
Yeah.
Other things, you know, it's interesting because you think about big stressors. This is a time when it should be very joyful. It's a new bundle of joy. And along with new motherhood, since we're talking about mothers during Mother's Day week, there are a number of stressors to look out for. It takes, and it's so funny when I read some of this research, a UK study of 18,000 new moms says it takes 4 months and 23 days to get used to being a mom.
Wow.
To get into the routine, to get into the rhythm, to get into the feeling that I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So if new moms out there, if you're having a hard time, and I can't imagine it. I know you're a mom, and you said you didn't have that much. You were tired, you said.
Yeah, because what happens is I went into like, this has to be done. I got to raise this kid, my husband and I, so I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I was in like work mode.
And you handled it. About 40% of women suffer from postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And so it seems counterintuitive. Wow, this exciting event, this wonderful child, here we go. And remember, having a child is a hormonal extravaganza. There are lots of hormones. It's a physiological challenge, and now we have this big responsibility, this little tiny bundle of responsibility.
It's depending on you for everything.
And sometimes people have a hard time asking for help. And the second thing that happens with new moms particularly is they feel isolated, alone, and depressed, those that suffer from depression. They don't want to ask for help. They're afraid they're not doing it right. They're afraid that somehow they're going to make a mistake, or they're going to break the baby, or hurt the baby or something. And I know new moms, I work with a lot of new moms, and it's so funny to watch them, then see them again after the second and third child when it's, you know, no big deal. We've done this before. Third thing about the new mom thing is really thinking that they're going to break the baby.
Now, Doc, real quick, tell me about coping with losing your mom. We hear this a lot too.
Grieving and losing a parent, perhaps the mom, is among the most difficult grieving situations you can have. Everyone goes through it usually at some point in their life. As we get older, I'm older, and I've lost my mother about 30 years ago. I think about her all the time. There is some, we were talking about it offline, this thing to be perfect. You know, when you've had a tragedy, allow yourself to feel whatever you feel. There is no judgment. Do whatever you need to do. Grief is not something you can skip. You have to go through it.
Through that process.
And be gentle with yourself and ask for help.
I appreciate it, Doc. I could talk to you, you know, all day long. We're out of time.